Structure. Porsche has a flat organizational structure that is backed by organizations that are forward-thinking and always learning. The employees feel more comfortable and confident and have greater access to information when there are fewer managerial levels between them and more access to senior management and leadership. Additionally, the flatter hierarchy speeds up decision-making for Porsche and promotes employee engagement to the company. Porsche has excellent cross-departmental coordination. For projects and tasks that involve multiple skills, the company's departments frequently form interdepartmental teams. All collaboration between divisions is efficient and well organized. Porsche has a structured method for initiating and monitoring departmental collaboration to ensure seamless work operations and processes, as well as goal achievement. Porsche promotes collaborative efforts and group projects. The organization also allocates individual duties and job assignments where jobs call for individualized attention and scope. All Porsche employees are, however, expected to be members of the team who get along with other people and who can work well with and through other members of the organization. Porsche teams at Porsche help one another and collaborate to achieve larger team aims and goals in accordance with the Porsche established strategy and values. Porsche is a combination of a decentralized and centralized organization. Porsche promotes decentralized decision-making in a major part, like many progressive organizations. At Porsche, job responsibilities are intended to be carried out responsibly, and employees are frequently set their goals in consultation and agreement with their managers. Porsche, however, is also centralized in ensuring that managers supervise and give their approval of the many initiatives and strategies that staff members select to assure that they are in accordance with the organization's strategy and values. Porsche has a sophisticated and complex system in place to ensure communication between managers and levels of staff. The whole organizational structure at Porsche is improved through the communication systems. The structured, defined, and systematic communication promotes simple information flow and ensures that organizational tasks and objectives are not jeopardized by failure to communicate or miscommunication. Systems to ensure that business operations are conducted successfully and that there are no conflicts or disputes, Porsche has established clear-cut methods. At Porsche, the systems are primarily departmental in nature and cover, for instance, human resource management, finance, marketing, operations, sales, supply chain management, public relation management, and strategic leadership. At Porsche, each clearly defined system contains controls that were created specifically to assess performance and target attainment. Based on the specific activities and responsibilities of each department, these controls and measures have been developed. Additionally, each division creates unique controls for its employees' performance reviews, as well as for activities and responsibilities that cross departmental boundaries. Through the controls that were created, Porsche regularly assesses its systems. Continuous and continuing performance monitoring is being done, and the majority of this is accomplished through casual conversations and observation. Informal feedback is often provided as needed to employees and department managers in general. Formal performance reviews are also carried out every 2 years or every 3 months, depending on the urgency of the projects and tasks that have been given to the employees. Supervisors and managers engage in this formal process to guarantee the identification of performance gaps and recommended strategies for improvement. Porsche also employs unique procedures and techniques to guarantee that all organizational divisions and systems are coordinated and can contribute to the achievement of the organization's overall objectives. This is made feasible by ensuring that all systems are creating and working toward objectives under the larger business vision and strategy that are unique to their areas of competence. Additionally, Porsche's strategic leadership makes sure that resources are allotted to each system and that targets are defined in order to accomplish comparable business objectives within a given time frame. Shared values to build a flexible and encouraging organizational structure that will enable people to perform at their best and heighten their motivation and organizational commitment. Porsche has defined and conveyed its core values. Porsche key values include, but are not limited to, innovation, integrity, openness, responsibility, trust, quality, and heritage. The Porsche company also makes sure that all of its activities and operations are carried out in accordance with the strict moral and ethical principles that are revised and measured against global standards. Porsche promotes a diverse and welcoming workplace environment. Porsche makes sure that its organizational culture is supportive of diversity and has internal procedures to reduce instances of prejudice because the company has a global presence and production facilities that are dispersed across many nations. Porsche's corporate culture also supports innovation and creativity by giving teams and individuals the freedom to develop on their own, which helps people develop both professionally and personally. Last but not least, Porsche's corporate culture includes a supportive leadership that promotes visibility and accessibility in order to boost employee enthusiasm and overall job happiness. Porsche makes sure that all of its job duties and responsibilities are in line with the fundamental principles that the company upholds. This means that Porsche will always adhere to its basic principles and reflect them in all of its operations, strategies, and tactical decisions. This will guarantee an honest company culture as well as a consistent and reliable brand image. To ensure that the organizational culture is consistently upheld and, if necessary, systematically transformed, the company will continue to make sure that all change management techniques and procedures reflect the core principles. Skills. Porsche employs a respectable team that possesses outstanding abilities and talents. All hires are made in accordance with their qualifications and merit. Porsche takes pride in securing the top talent and developing them further to support growth and development. Tasks and job positions have been established by Porsche, and personnel are hired and trained based on their skill levels in accordance with those. The business makes sure that all job criteria are satisfied and the personnel are equipped with the necessary abilities to carry out their specific tasks in line with Porsche's culture, value, and business objectives. Porsche places a high priority in developing its employees' talents and skills. For its employees' professional development, it regularly organizes internal and externally managed training sessions and workshops. Porsche works closely with its workers to promote both personal and professional growth. One of the company's main competitive advantages is its human resource. Employee training and skills are built specifically for Porsche's job categories and requirements, giving the company a competitive advantage over rival businesses. As a result, Porsche gains special expertise that cannot be replaced. Staff. Porsche employs a suitable number of people across all of its international activities. Depending on the urgency and the skill levels required, employees are employed both within and externally for various job tasks and positions. This indicates that Porsche employs people who have the necessary skills for their positions and work tasks. All staff members receive internal training to help them become acquainted with the business and its core principles. For the purpose of raising skill levels, external training is offered in addition to internal training. The skill level of employees at Porsche is sufficient to meet the company's business objectives because all job functions and positions are created to make it easier to accomplish those goals. Porsche has employed a sizable workforce, and depending on the demands and needs of the activities, the number of personnel varies from nation to nation. The Porsche Worldwide team is an inclusive one that values and embraces diversity and collaborates with its members to achieve shared objectives. Porsche's team members and employees are the key to its commercial success. Porsche has a mechanism in place for spotting any gaps in the organization's capabilities and competencies. In order to identify possible vacancies or skill gaps, the company's human resource function coordinates with all other departments using a methodical procedure. The human resource department plans recruitments that may be contractual or permanent in nature, depending on the requirement. If necessary, the department also plans training sessions for the current personnel. In comparison to its rivals, the company is a smaller one. In the previous chapters, Porsche has fewer employees compared to its competitors in the high-end luxury car industry. This would also indicate that other car brands have more factories, warehouses, showrooms, basically their other official locations compared to Porsche. More locations entail more employees to help manage and operate the business, thus having a wide distribution compared to Porsche.
Here we identify the major strengths and weaknesses. So starting with strengths, we have growth and revenue. Based on Porsche's sales revenue in the past 3 years, there has been an increase from 2019 to 2021. The revenue of 28.5 billion euros in 2019 increased to 28.6 billion euros in 2020, and lastly, it increased to 33.1 billion euros in 2021. As for the first 6 months of 2022, Porsche has an increased sales revenue of 17 billion in comparison to the sales revenue in the first 6 months of 2021, which is 16.5 billion. Next is good profitability. Porsche is producing a sufficient profit from sales as seen by its above average net profit margin. This also implies that its overhead and operating expenses are under control. Porsche's gross margin is higher than the industry average, which indicates that the company's sales are sufficient to cover its costs. Lastly, Porsche's strong return on sales percentage indicates that the company is growing and successfully controlling its operating costs and revenue streams. Next, we have good liquidity ratio. Porsche's liquidity ratio is greater than 1, and it is above the industry average. This means that the business has good liquidity. Porsche's high quick ratio indicates that the company is financially healthy and able to pay its debt obligations. Next is effective organizational structure. Porsche's combined and balanced a decentralized and centralized organization. Porsche promotes decentralized decision making because job responsibilities are to be carried out responsibly by the employees, and they frequently set their goals in consultation and agreement with their managers. At the same time, Porsche is centralized because the company ensures that managers supervise and give their approval for the many initiatives and strategies that staff members select, thus ensuring that this is in accordance with the organization's strategy and values. Additionally, the company ensures a systematic communication and flow of information between managers and levels of staff. Next, we have clear systems. Porsche has clearly defined systems in place. The systems in Porsche are departmental. They have human resource management, finance, marketing, operations, sales, supply chain management, public relation management, and strategic leadership. Based on the specific activities and responsibilities of each department, controls, measures, and targets have been developed. There are controls for employees' performance reviews and controls for activities and responsibilities that cross departmental boundaries. With this, Porsche is able to assess, monitor, identify gaps, and recommend improvements. Additionally, Porsche ensures that procedures and techniques are employed, resources are allotted to each system, and targets are clearly defined. Next, we have good corporate culture. Porsche ensures that there are strict moral and ethical principles that are implemented in the company which are in accordance with global standards. Porsche ensures that there is strong support for diversity. Employees are given the opportunity to grow on their own. There is supportive leadership, participative leadership, internal collaboration, and cooperation, and that all jobs and duties reflect the core principles of Porsche. A good corporate culture allows the company to ensure reliability, good performance, and a healthy working environment that inspires its employees, improves productivity, and improves performance. Lastly, for strong staff skills and expertise, Porsche ensures that in screening its applicants and hiring its employees, it is based on the company's specific and high standards for qualifications and merit. The company ensures that they have the top talents, they train and develop the skills, abilities, and talents of their employees. They ensure that all job criteria are satisfied and that their employees are able to efficiently execute their tasks and duties in accordance with Porsche's culture, values, and business objectives. For weaknesses, we have unsuccessful product innovation. Although innovation through technology has been a strategy that helped Porsche introduce new and creative ideas, according to recent studies, the technological complexity implemented in their products have affected the quality of their cars. Porsche has continued to introduce automobiles that are progressively and more technologically complex, even though there are several shortages of essential components to sustain them, thus leading to issues in product quality. There have been reported issues on performance features and other quality related concerns. Next is high maintenance and production costs. Porsche's strategy focuses on providing high-end luxury cars to the upper class and middle upper class. With that, operating the business requires high costs. Both car maintenance and production incur high costs. Additionally, the company hasn't succeeded yet in creating vehicles with lower operating expenses. This strategy brings problems in expanding its market to the middle class and lower middle class. Next, we have few locations and few employees. Porsche has fewer employees compared to its competitors in the high-end luxury car industry. This correlates to the fact that Porsche has fewer locations, such as factories, dealers, etc. Having fewer locations and employees would also mean that Porsche has a smaller or lesser distribution. Next is brand inconsistency. Through Porsche's shifting brand image, there has been brand inconsistency. In order to spur expansion, the company deviated from the classic Porsche image and diversified into making SUVs and sedans. This diluted Porsche's brand name and distinctive Porsche image. After losing their classic Porsche image, Porsche wanted to remind the new generation of drivers what first gave the brand its allure. That is why in recent years, the company is taking steps and initiatives to bring back their brand image as a sports car company and increase their fan base for sports cars, example, through events, road shows, etc.
Now here we have the IFE matrix, which contains the strengths and weaknesses of the company. It also contains the respective weight, respective rating, and as well as the total weighted score. For this part, the highest score for strengths is their growth in revenue with a total weight of 0.12, a rating of 4, and a total weighted score of 0.48, while the highest score for weaknesses would be their unsuccessful product innovation with a weight of 0.10, a rating of 3, and a total weighted score of 0.30.
For summary and conclusion, first we have financial. We have a near average net profit margin. Porsche has a net profit margin of 12.2%, which is above the average of 10%. But a company like Porsche should maximize their profitability and have a margin closer to the high of 20% and further from the low of 5%. Next, we have the internal strategic. Below average vehicle quality. Porsche has failed to match the average of 180 in the initial quality study the company participated in. This is alarming because Porsche's consumers and target market are individuals who are paying a premium price and expect nothing but the highest level of quality in the products they are purchasing. This must be addressed immediately, as these issues may force loyal customers to look elsewhere for alternatives that meet their needs. Next, we have brand dilution. With the introduction of the Cayenne, Panamera, Macan, and most recently the Taycan, Porsche now has more four-door SUVs and sedans in their product range than they have two-door sports cars. Porsche started as a brand with a distinct image of two-door sports cars, but as they continue to expand their lineup, adding other products, they may start to dilute the said distinct image they once were so popularly known for. For strategy, as previously mentioned, Porsche continues to underperform with their net profit margin being near average. This tells us that they are not as profitable as they should be. To address these issues, Porsche may opt to introduce more models such as their most sellable, the Cayenne, in order to make more revenue and in turn more profit. As SUVs require less innovation to produce in contrast to sports cars, this also indirectly addresses their below-average vehicle quality because less innovation and less technology would simplify their product and in turn make them more reliable. However, if Porsche takes this route, they may further dilute their brand as they will be less known for their sports cars and more for their other models, which was not the case in the past. This could decrease the cult-like following Porsche has for their sports cars, as their loyal customers may be pushed away with the introduction of more models that are not what they follow the brand for. Moving forward, Porsche must find the balance between the strategic issues in order to continue growing without hindering the brand's image.
Here we have our SWOT matrix. So for the first SO strategy, we matched our strengths in growth and revenue and good profitability with our opportunity, which is the ease of restrictions and rise in demand, thus creating the SO strategy, which is to open more production facilities to keep up with demand. Porsche should invest in and increase their number of production facilities, especially with the rise in demand due to the continuous recovery from the pandemic. Porsche should be able to have more production facilities to be able to increase production and meet demand. For the second SO strategy, we matched our strengths in growth and revenue and good profitability with our opportunity, which is the expansion to other countries or market demographics, thus creating the SO strategy, which is to maximize localization efforts. Porsche should invest more in localization strategies, maximize their localization efforts, and adapt to the local culture of their target audience. This will allow the business to expand to other countries. That is because the strategy will allow them to show commitment to their customers and adapt or apply the needs, preferences, language, and culture of a certain country into their product and service offerings. For the WO strategy, we matched our weakness, which is few locations and few employees, with our opportunity, which is the expansion to other countries or market demographics, thus creating the WO strategy, which is to increase the dealerships or partnerships around the world to have a wider reach. An automobile dealer serves as the link between the manufacturers and consumers. Compared to its competitors, Porsche has a few partnered auto dealers. Increasing their dealerships will allow the company to improve their profit and distribution around the world. For the ST strategy, we matched our strength, which is the strong staff skills and expertise, with our threat, which is the environmental challenges, thus creating the ST strategy, which is to introduce more environmentally friendly products or product features. Porsche should invest more in the development of products and product features that are environmentally friendly. The business should make or improve on their environmentally friendly vehicles and e-fuels, or even introduce new environmentally friendly products, vehicle models, or car components. Because product development requires advanced or complex designs, this can only be achieved if the company has the right people with the right skills and right expertise to develop a good product. For the WT strategy, we matched our weakness, which is unsuccessful product innovation, with our threat, which is the technological learning curve for new practices, thus creating the WT strategy, which is to employ software engineers or experts. According to Nicola, despite having the vision to transform the company into an electric vehicle leader, Porsche faced failures at the car maker's software unit. The company didn't do enough to make allies and became increasingly isolated. In order to modernize the company for the digital age, the company should bring in talent and build skill sets outside its traditional zones of expertise. Porsche should hire software engineers and experts that will allow the company to improve on the quality of their electric vehicles and other product innovations.
BCG Matrix. A BCG matrix will help develop a long-term strategic marketing plan to create more profitable products. The BCG Growth Share Matrix breaks down products into four categories. First is stars. These products are in high growth markets and occupy a large portion of that market. These are considered stars and require more investment. Next is the question mark. These are questionable opportunity that arises in a market with high growth but where the company does not have a significant market share. Next is the cows. These are products that are in low growth areas but for which the company has a relatively large market share, and these are considered cash cows. Next is the dogs. If a company's product has a low market share and growth rate, it is considered a dog and should be sold, liquidated, or redeployed. So for Porsche, their star is the Cayenne. With the growing market share with the quickly expanding SUV market, Porsche should concentrate on investments to sustain growth and increase leadership position and try to maintain or improve the Cayenne's position in the SUV market until the market reaches maturity. Next is the question mark. Porsche's question mark is the Panamera. The Panamera is a question mark because of the already saturated sedan industry. However, the fast expansion of the sedan market offers opportunities for the Panamera to increase its market share. Porsche should employ the same marketing tactics as they did with the Cayenne, but they should also think about observing market share from their current rivals by spending money on advertising. Next is the cow. Porsche's cow is the 911. The market for luxury supercars is not oversaturated, but it does not grow as quickly as the market for SUVs and sedans. Since the 911 is already a well-known Porsche model, Porsche should concentrate on protecting its market share from new competitors and established rivals as well as extending the product life cycle. Next is the dog. Porsche's dogs are the Cayman and the Boxster. First is the Cayman. In a market that is already fully developed, it has a small market share. However, Porsche does make money from its current sales. Porsche may think about making an investment to take market share away from rivals via advertising or other strategies. Next is the Boxster, which is also a dog. The Boxster has a modest market share but may still help Porsche by having a presence in a niche market since there will always be a need for little sports cars.
Grand Matrix. Weak competitive position plus rapid market growth equals Quadrant 2. Porsche needs to work on enhancing their competitiveness as they are classified as being in Quadrant 2. Quadrant 2 tells us that Porsche's market strategy calls for diligent work and committed efforts. Porsche can improve their competitive strategy as a result. In these circumstances, effective strategies include product development, and market penetration. IE matrix. Porsche's IE matrix shows their position in the second cell. The grow and build approach is suggested by cells 1, 2, and 3. This denotes intense and aggressive tactical approaches. For intensive strategies, market penetration, market expansion, and product development are the possible objectives for Porsche's recommended strategies. For aggressive strategies, Backward integration, forward integration, and horizontal integration are the appropriate choices that can be taken into account by Porsche from an operational standpoint. Space matrix. The main strategic objective is to build financial capacity to offset environmental uncertainty so that the company may pursue an aggressive course of action. The company needs to divide its focus between enhancing the balance sheet and raising the sales' underlying profitability. It can raise more share capital or even long-term loans to enhance the balance and offer the money for expansion. Porsche can turn to private equity, such as business angels or venture capital firms, to raise money, albeit doing so will lessen the current owner's stake in the company. Porsche may possibly merge with a financially sound business that is seeking ways to grow. In order to access both tangible and intangible assets without having to make a significant investment, they may also decide to form alliances, and increasing profitability will also help to strengthen the balance sheet, provided that the owners don't take the profits back. The accumulation of cash and equity will take some time. The company should reduce its fixed and variable expenses as long as doing so doesn't compromise its competitive advantage. In order to boost profitability and capitalize on its strong combined position on the competitive advantage or industry attractiveness axis. Improve productivity by innovating in order to boost margins. They should also emphasize the competitive advantages of differentiation, ensure that they are effectively communicated to the market, and raise prices. Porsche may also broaden its product and market offerings in areas where the company is confident in its ability to turn a profit.
In making the QSPM, we considered all of the matrices that we have previously created. From the matrices, the group was able to identify that the alternative strategies which have been commonly suggested include market penetration, market development, and product development. For the weights, we went back to the assigned weights we have input into our IFE and EFE matrices. For the attractiveness scores, 1 is not attractive, 2 is somewhat attractive, 3 is reasonably attractive, and 4 is highly attractive. To get the total attractiveness scores, we multiplied weight by attractiveness score. Lastly, for the sum of total attractiveness scores, we sum up all of the total attractiveness scores under each alternative strategy to reveal which strategy is most attractive in each set of alternatives. Based on our QSPM, product development has the highest score. Therefore, product development is the most attractive strategy out of all the alternative strategies. After making and comparing the SWOT matrix, BCG matrix, Grand matrix, IE matrix, and QSPM, the commonly suggested strategies for Porsche are the intensive strategies, which includes market penetration, market development, and product development, and integrative strategies, which includes backward integration, forward integration, and horizontal integration. For the intensive strategies, the quantitative strategic planning matrix shows that the business should be putting more effort into its product development strategies because this has the highest score. Porsche should strengthen the strategies and tactics that will allow the business to introduce new products to the market or modify existing products. For the integrative strategies, the Grand Strategy Matrix suggests that Porsche should focus on horizontal integration. Horizontal integration strategies are strategies that will allow Porsche to grow in size and revenue, expand into new markets, diversify product offerings, and reduce competition.
Next up, we have financial objectives. First is to increase net income in the next 3 to 5 years by at least 20% annually. Porsche's yearly net income in 2021 increased from 2020 by 27.54%, from 3.166 billion to 4.038 billion euros. This shows an 872 million euro increase. From 2019 to 2020, there was a 13.03% increase from 2.801 to 3.166 billion euros. For their long-term objective, Porsche should aim to at least have a 20% increase annually from their previous year. This will help Porsche in generating more revenue. Next is to increase operating margin in the next 3 to 5 years by at least 15% annually. Last year, Porsche's operating margin increased, supporting parent companies Volkswagen Group's aim to list the renowned sports car maker. In 2021, Porsche recorded an operating margin that increased from 15.4% to 16.5%. The biggest mass market brand of the firm, VW, reported 3.3%, excluding profits from extremely successful Chinese business. And this figure swamped it. With this, Porsche should aim to increase their operating margin by at least 15% annually. Next is to reach 400,000 units sold by the end of 2025. Porsche sent 301,915 automobiles to clients all over the world in 2021. This indicates that for the first time, the company's history, the 300,000 milestone was exceeded. The Porsche Macan and the Porsche Cayenne were the models that sold the most units. 41,296 consumers received the first all-electric Porsche Taycan, more than doubling the number of deliveries for the model. With this, Porsche aims to reach the 400,000 unit mark by the end of 2025. Next is to increase return on sales by 20% by 2025. For 2022, Porsche aimed to generate revenues between 38 and 39 billion euros with a return on sales of between 17 and 18%. This is predicted on the belief that favorable currencies tailwind will continue. The outlook is also predicted on assumptions like no worsening of the economy or any supply chain disruptions. With this, Porsche aims to establish a long-term goal of reaching a return on sales of more than 20%. The business hopes to maintain its status as the most successful automakers in the world this way. Next, we have strategic objectives. First is to invest in product development and implement and improve new mobility concepts, digital transformation, and sustainable production by 2025. The development of products aim to focus on the needs of the future customers while integrating digital, linked, and innovative products and services into the product strategy. Individual mobility solutions and financial services should support expansion of the company's profitability in addition to the primary business. Next is to improve market position and increase the global deliveries by at least 11% annually. The global deliveries of Porsche had an 11% increase as stated in the year-on-year comparison in 2021, which is a great improvement compared to the 3% decrease as stated in the year-on-year comparison in 2020. Porsche must strengthen its customers' perception of the Porsche relative to its strong competitors. Additionally, Porsche aims to improve and expand their market in the next few years. When growth peaks and the company's present sales channels, market expansion plan entails selling current items in a new market. Porsche must first successfully serve existing markets before attempting to expand onto new ones. Porsche aims to be number one in brand perception and customer excitement. The relationship with Porsche's customers with the organization is the main emphasis of the overarching customer objective. Premium customers' experiences should increase client loyalty even further and draw in new customers to the Porsche brand. Next is to improve customer experience, customer access, and distribution of channels globally by establishing at least 600 sales channels partners by 2030. Currently, Porsche has 900 strong and loyal sales partners around the world. Porsche should offer excellent service and an extra special brand experience across all of its sales channels, may it be through physical dealerships or in digital marketplace. Establishing an omni-channel approach will allow Porsche to be accessible for the customers everywhere and at all times. Customers will be able to interact with the Porsche brand both online and offline thanks to omni-channel sales and the growth of vibrant Porsche community. Next is to improve sustainability efforts and decrease the volume of CO2 emissions by at least 1.5% annually. Starting from 2019, Porsche has been calculating the volume of CO2 emissions in tons per vehicle along the value chain using the decarbonization index. This has fallen annually since the defined base year 2019. From 2019 to 2020, there was a 2% decrease. From 2020 to 2021, there was a 1.5% decrease. Additionally, Porsche aims to attain a best-in-class ESG rating and create a balance sheet CO2 neutral value chain. The sustainability objectives involves a comprehensive strategy that includes everything from social environmental concerns to good business governance. The aim is to maintain a circular economy throughout the full value chain and to reduce carbon emissions. The business supports a variety of thoughts and has a social responsibility. Porsche supports ethical and open corporate governance as well as a supplier chain sustainability. Next is to become the top employer of choice and have an employee fascination rating of 85% or more by 2030. Porsche aims to have an employee fascination rating of 85% or more. Additionally, Porsche aims to be part of the top 3 attractive employers in the automotive industry. Porsche's attractiveness and reliability as an employer means that the company keeps the promises it makes and employees, and in turn them into tangible realities in everyday working life. Porsche aims to be a top employer as this allows the company to attract the most qualified staff and retain them in the long term.
So here we have the recommended business strategies. Marketing department. 1. Use strategic alliances with brands like Volkswagen to market the brand. Volkswagen should promote the Porsche brand via strategic partnerships. In terms of sales and earnings, the Volkswagen Group is among the top global automakers. With the help of Volkswagen, Porsche can market its products in wider and newer markets and territories around the world. To boost the performance of the business, a strong marketing strategy is required. Porsche ought to pursue new markets in Latin America, Asia, and Africa. 2. Improve marketing efforts and decisions through technology and computer sciences. The digital strategy of the organization is built on social media and online platforms. In order to develop a strategy that will be advantageous to the business and allow for social interaction with clients, it is infusing social media thinking into its digital marketing. Most of Porsche's online followers are frequently updated with visually appealing car photographs, blog posts about automotive technology, and related articles. It wants to give its consumers the finest experience possible. They post eye-catching images, films, infographics, and promos in an effort to promote their business. Customers are subconsciously compelled to like and share the brand's postings because of its motivational ads and stylish photographs they publish on their online platforms. Increasing the brand's profile and reaching a wider audience in order to suggest customer relevance, the brand also starts dialogues, responds to comments, and occasionally even answers customer questions. Because online platforms have been used by the company to successfully market its products, it should use analytics to learn what their audience cares about and what influences their purchasing decisions. These insights will allow marketing departments to craft more personalized and relevant experiences. Currently, Porsche is working on strengthening their digital transformation. They work on modernizing their entire data landscape, developing a central data streaming solution, and building smart and sustainable factories. They have also used data management and analytics to improve the efficiency and performance of their reporting capabilities, access to data, and many more. Given that the company has incorporated computer sciences and other technological advancements in these areas, Porsche should take advantage of strengthen and utilize computer sciences in the marketing department as well as to help the marketing decisions of the company. 3. Include the middle class in their target market. Porsche could also consider focusing on the middle class. This choice could aid the business in growing its footprint and creating sister companies that concentrate on inexpensive SUVs and sport cars. Just like Mercedes-Benz, one of its greater competitors, Porsche can shift their attention to not only the upper class but also the middle class as well. Porsche needs to dominate the market and make more money in order to achieve this. This can be accomplished by growing the business through acquisitions, strategic partnerships, and joint ventures. Focusing on SUVs is another method to go about it, because over the past 3 years, sales of their SUV models have outpaced those of their other models. 4. Maximize localization efforts in Asian countries. Porsche's PCM infotainment system does not support Korean, according to a report on the Business Korea website. The company's official website for Korean consumers is primarily in English. Porsche recently made an effort to localize by adding support for Korean on the PCM in its new 911 Carrera model. However, the Macan or Cayenne SUV vehicles still don't have Korean language services available. Porsche works on a strategy of partial localization, along with Porsche Digital China and digital solutions in 3 areas. The 3 areas are digital solutions that go into the car that are integrated into Chinese ecosystems, customer solutions like a charging app that gives customers digital services around the car, and digital solutions around dealers offering customers an end-to-end process to seamlessly integrate digital and physical experiences at dealerships. Although Porsche has made some efforts in localizing their products, the business should invest more in localization strategies, maximize their localization efforts, and adapt to the local culture of their target audience. This will allow the business to expand to other countries. That is because the strategy will allow them to show commitment to their customers and adapt or apply the needs, preferences, languages, and culture of a certain country into the product and service. Sales and distribution. 1. Enhance distribution through an omnichannel approach, such as a physical dealership or digital marketplace. Porsche can enhance its distribution line by opening up different locations globally, specifically in Asia and North America. This would entail more resources, such as capital and workforce, amongst others. Currently, Western Europe and Asia are the most desirable markets for expansion, particularly nations with a combined adult population of more than a billion like China, Hong Kong, and Singapore, have had fast growth and development. Porsche can boost their company's purchasing power by enhancing their distribution channel efforts worldwide. As long as the additional profits earned surpass the cost of entering the new market, more customers lead to better sales. 2. Distribute more Cayenne Macan SUV models to China. According to the prospective issued by the firm in advance of its €9.4 billion IPO, China is the largest market in the world for Porsche automobiles. Not only did China account for 32% of all vehicle sales in 2021, it is also the group's single largest market, and behind the United States, the market with the fastest growth. Porsche's Chinese operations generated roughly $10.56 billion in revenue last year. If the vehicle sales figures are any indication, focusing on delivering more SUV models to China will exponentially increase Porsche's sales growth. Operations, Production, and Manufacturing Department. 1. Focus on Macan, Cayenne, and SUV production, or the continuous production of current models. In 2021, SUVs, led by the Macan, were once again the best-selling Porsche models globally. Porsche Cayenne was the most popular Porsche sold globally for the year 2022, accounting for 41,947 of all Porsches sold globally. Focusing on producing more SUVs will help Porsche create more sales, thus more revenue in the long run. With this, Porsche can also balance market development to various class categories, while continuing to serve its devoted clients in accordance with its passion and legacy, which is equally crucial for the devoted customers. This suggestion is for Porsche to concentrate on its own market niche and keep making its current models. Like the Cayenne and Macan, this will aid in limiting all flaws and averting potential dangers of future models Porsche may produce in the future. With this, Porsche must figure out ways to further improve the production of their current models. Porsche must invest and continue to develop their existing products to ensure that customers are satisfied and company performance will improve. Number 2, improve on their current sustainability efforts by improving or introducing more environmentally friendly products or product features. Green technology and the call for zero emissions grow more and more in popularity. For Porsche, their most environmentally friendly vehicle is the Cayenne SE Hybrid. It has been awarded the title by the specialist magazine Autotest and Okochen, which is an independent institute for environmental research. Additionally, as a way to make driving existing vehicles more sustainable, Porsche has been working on synthetic fuels it calls e-fuels. According to the company, this can make an internal combustion engine as clean as an EV. Porsche's hydrogen vehicle fuel is set to be ready for testing in 2022. On the other hand, other brands have already worked on e-fuels way before Porsche. For example, Audi was able to produce its first batch of e-diesel in 2015. Porsche has built a strong sustainability organization that allows them to develop and implement concrete sustainability measures and programs to be able to contribute to the environment. The company should continue to improve on these programs and invest more in the development of products and product features that are environmentally friendly. The business should make or improve on their environmentally friendly vehicles and e-fuels, or even introduce new environmentally friendly vehicle models or car components. 3. Continuous development of product quality and implementation of innovative offerings. Porsche may concentrate on ongoing quality development through technological advancement with the aid of new procedures and technologies to maintain the brand status. This is because consumer decisions are influenced by brand image. Through ongoing innovation and technical improvement, product quality of current models and future models is maintained and improved. The company can develop new features and models as well. Since the 2011 merger of the Volkswagen Group and Porsche, Porsche has had access to the resources and riches of the Volkswagen Group and can collaborate together for technology transfer from the Volkswagen Group to maintain the level of excellence. Porsche needs to spend more money and resources in research and development to achieve this. Additionally, the company culture must be emphasized and employees' innovation must be fostered. New ideas and creativity must be openly expressed by employees at all levels.